How you doing, LUGOLOY? Ryan and Hannah here, as always.
Hello, LUGOLOYdian.
One of these days, it's just gonna be like Gus randomly. Like, hey, LUGOLOY, Gus here.
That would be really funny.
I would be amused by that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to address the elephant in the room. His name is Edward. I'm just kidding. Hannah, take it away.
I didn't want to make a big deal out of this, but I also don't want a bunch of people to think that I'm wearing hijab. I mean, this doesn't really look anything like it, but I guess sometimes. I just have coconut oil in my hair, and I don't want it to get all over everything. What? Who does that?
Alright, so.
But that's what this is.
So.
This is not the story. He has the story for you guys today.
I have a tale of religious incompetence. So, if you've been following us for the last few videos, I bought a house, and so I am kind of shopping around to see, because I like my old mosque, but it's kind of far away from the house. So, luckily, the community that I'm moving closer towards here, there's mosques all over the place. So I asked my real estate agent, like, hey, because by the time we got to close, I was like 99% sure that he was Muslim. So I'm like, hey, why don't you show me to a mosque? Take me to one that you recommend. So he was like, oh yeah, this guy, there's this really big mosque that you can see off the freeway, and I guess this guy was there, and then he went to this new building, and so a bunch of people followed him there. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So I guess he's like a really good religious leader, and like he has good sermons probably. I'm like, all right, let's do this. I'll take the suggestion.
Take that to the bank.
So Friday comes, it's like a day or two after close or something like that, and I link up with this guy, and he gives me the address. And he says that he'll be late, so he'll meet me there. So I go there, and as soon as I walk in, I'm immediately put off. First of all, this building looks like a church, okay? Which I'm like, okay, whatever. I guess, that's not super weird yet, so cool, whatever. And I walk in, and now every single mosque that I have been to, when you walk in, there is immediately a place to take off your shoes. And then there's carpet beyond that, and you don't wear your shoes on the carpet. And the second I walk into this place, not only is there not anywhere to put your shoes, but like there's this pavilion hallway that like wraps around the building, and if you go straight, there's like pews and like a church area. And there's people with like a podium and like a stage, and there's flowers and lights, and there's this woman in hijab with her husband who's got like the Muslim facial hair going on right out front, like the sunnah, and they're all putting up decorations. And this dude who speaks like
decoration,
and this dude who speaks like almost no English walks up to me and starts asking me questions, and I'm like negotiating what he's trying to say, and like he like figures out during the negotiation for a meeting that I don't understand Arabic very well, but that I'm Muslim and I'm looking for the for Juma, and I'm asking him about my shoes, and he's like, "No, you're good, you're good." And I'm like, "Oh, okay," and I'm like, "That's odd, but all right, that's a little weird." So,
wait, I just want to say, like, I feel like it almost sounds like at that point, like, maybe, I don't know, maybe this guy at first thought, like, maybe you weren't Muslim, and
I mentioned I was
like,
a convert, and he was like, mashallah, blah, blah, like, he understood that part.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, maybe he was just like, I want to make you feel comfortable, here comes, like, this guy that maybe he's just trying to learn, I don't know, but I guess not.
No, he was very, very nice, and so he eventually
They are.
Yeah, oh yeah, of course, always. And so he eventually figured out that I was there for Juma, which was going to be like in an hour and a half still, because of the time change. And so he showed me to the prayer area, and then he actually introduced me to the sister, the hijabi, who was putting up decorations, and she spoke fluent English, and so she explained what he thought, because he talked to her in Arabic, and she understood. And so, like, he barely understood what I was there. He thought I was a new convert, and so she was explaining, like, they were putting up decorations for this one dude's birthday, this dead dude's birthday. I think they said it was Imam Ali, one of the very first leaders of the Muslim world after the death of the Prophet. And so I was like, okay, that's a little weird that you're putting up decorations for the dude, but I mean, I guess since you have all this extra room in your mosque, you do you, Dearborn, I guess. Cool. And they were super nice, and the one dude, showed me the coffee bar, and, then her husband showed me around the whole place and showed me that classes underneath and everything. And he showed me the prayer area, and he was like, oh yeah, and for the old, you can see on the far wall, we have the benches for the elderly men, and we have these little things so that their head can still touch dirt when they bow down. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. Where they can keep humbling themselves, but if they're too old or whatever it is, where they're not physically able to bow to bend all the way down for sujood, then they can still have the clay tablet so their head touches down. I'm like, that is so cool. I had never seen that before in any mosque, and I thought that was awesome. But that should have been my first clue. That really should have been my first clue.
I gotta tell you guys too, the first time he told me this, I was dying. Oh,
we're not even to the good part yet.
I know we're not to the good part yet, but I'm just saying, even at this point, I was like, oh my gosh. It's just that he didn't figure out that something was different.
Yeah. So yeah, I had wudu or got wudu, I forget whichever one happened, but I got wudu, and I go into the prayer area, and I do the Salat al-Masjid, and I have a seat, and I wait for the khutbah to start. And people are filing in, it was relatively empty at first, because I was one of the very first people there for the Friday sermon. And the room's about halfway full. And I'm realizing, everybody, as they're coming in, is grabbing these little clay tablets. And it's got, some, seal of the Prophet or something in Arabic. I think it said Allah on there somewhere. I can't read the Arabic calligraphy, okay? I'm sorry. Shoot me, I guess. I don't know.
What? That is so...
I don't know. I can't read Arabic. Sorry. I know the letters, kind of. And if you give me, 5 minutes, I can read a word. Anyway... It was Allah or the seal of the Prophet or something on these little clay tablets. It looked cool, but I was like, why are we putting it on the ground? If we don't put the Quran on the ground, why are we putting that on the ground? And that looks like it's writing of religious significance. Anyway, so everyone is grabbing one of these things. And I look around, and the room's half full, and every single person has one of these tablets in front of them. Except me. And every 5 minutes or so, there's 6 dudes around the room who out of nowhere almost shout something like, Ya Muhammad, something or the other. And so I think it's about Muhammad. I'm like, I do not recognize that phrase at all. I'm like, okay, I guess.
And I just want to point out for a second, just to make sure that you guys understand, we're not laughing at any of the traditions and stuff of this mosque at all. that's totally fine. Everyone does things differently. We're laughing at Ryan's ignorance here.
It took me way too long to figure out. Okay, so, and but I should have figured this out when the room was half full, and I'm literally the one person without one of these clay tablets. I thought it was optional. So, this guy, they start doing, I've never seen it before, where they do a Quranic reading. I'm guessing it was a Quranic reading. It might have been a Hadith reading. I don't know, I don't speak Arabic! So this old dude gets up there, and God bless him, he was just giving it his all. But that microphone could have been about 3 feet farther away from his mouth, would have been fine. So he did his reading, and everyone's just chilling. Everyone's walking in front of the rows to fill in gaps. So I'm like, all right, whatever. They're getting the camera set up and everything. The reading finally ends, and I'm like, oh, thank God. Thank you for the reading, but you couldn't sing it at all. I'm sorry. That's really disrespectful. Let's talk people. Anyway.
He's just saying it was loud. And he doesn't like loud things. Even when we play music in the car, he hates if it's super loud.
Yeah, it was just painfully loud. Anyway, so the sermon starts, and like we're like 10, like I'm probably 5 solid minutes into this khutbah, and the dude has not broken his Arabic. And about 2 minutes in, I realized, wait a second, this introductory Arabic is taking a while. And then it's like 5 minutes straight, I'm like, I think this entire sermon's about to be given in Arabic. Now,
Which is fine.
Which is cool. I'm like, whatever, I can't follow it, but at least I'm here on the Friday sermon like I'm supposed to be.
Yeah, and it's good for people who don't speak English and are here and want to be able to worship and stuff.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Like, whatever, all right. And so, but then, okay, so never once have I been to mosque. Like, it's been, I was taught, the Muslims that taught me told me that it's the etiquette of the sunnah that during the khutbah, nobody talks. You do not distract other people during the khutbah. You don't turn to them and say hello. You don't say anything during the khutbah or anything. And like 3 separate times during this khutbah, like the same dudes around the room, and eventually more of everybody, out of nowhere, it seemed. I'm sure there was a prompt during the khutbah, but they're all out of nowhere going, Ya Muhammad, such and the other. And I'm like, what are you doing? The khutbah started. What are you doing? You don't talk during the khutbah. I'm like, oh, look, why? So,
Funny.
okay. So eventually, the khutbah goes over into English. I'm like, okay, cool. And the dude talks about, you know, something or the other, and I misheard this at first. And he's like, yeah, and our Sunni brothers say that the caliph in this order was not this guy, but we know better. And at first, I swore he said Shiite. Our Shiite brothers do this. And I should have figured it out by this point. But it was like a full 5 minutes later. I'm so salty.
Not at the fact that he went, but at the fact that he didn't figure it out.
It took me way too long to figure this out. Wow, my face is really red over this.
This is so funny. You haven't even gotten to the best part.
Oh, I haven't. So yeah, about 2 minutes after this, and he's talking about this Ali guy that they got the decorations up for. And I start thinking, wait a second. They're talking during the khutbah. They're saying these phrases that I don't recognize. They got these clay tablets. I'll bet you this is a Shiite mosque. Because they're like, half of everything's familiar, and half of everything is stuff I'm not familiar with. Alright. So, like, the dude, like, I don't know, he said some more stuff like, oh yeah, this reverend is gonna be here. Don't embarrass me by not being here. I'm like, sorry, I thought I was here to worship Allah, not make sure you looked good tonight after this whole thing with this guest being here. Could you worded that better? Anyway, so, in the middle of the khutbah, half the guys start friggin' standing up. And usually, in every mosque I've been to, there's the Akimi Salah, and then everyone stands and we get ready to pray. But no! People just start standing up, and I'm looking, and I'm like, okay, they're standing up, and then, like, everyone to my left is not standing up, and then, like, 2 people in front of me stand up. I'm like, I'm gonna stand up now. We might have to continue this in part 2.
Yeah, I think so, because this video is getting a little bit long. So I'll upload these on the same day. Link part 2 down below. But no, you guys gotta watch part 2 because it's really funny.
I'm getting to the point, I swear.
Yes, but so check out part 2. It's gonna be linked down below. Bye.